You ever just stumble upon something that feels like a secret? A bunch of handwritten notes, weird zines, cryptic drawings. It feels less like a book and more like a map to some hidden world. Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. This amazing, sprawling project that mixes art, deep philosophy, and some really personal reflections. It's a puzzle for sure, and we're going to try and piece it together.
So it starts with images like this one, a strange symbol claimed as property. What is it? Is it a logo for some secret club? A piece of a bigger code? It makes you wonder. Then you flip the page and find this. On one side, you've got black sheep, but on the other, welcome, written in all these different languages. It feels like an invitation, right? For the outsiders, for anyone who feels like they don't quite fit in. And then, bam, you get art like this, called Omnia Spacecast. Now this suggests something bigger, a mission, something almost cosmic. The goal? Spreading peace, love, and prosperity. This feels way bigger than just some personal diary.
So all these little clues lead us to the big question. What in the world is a bootleg company? Is it an art project? A philosophy? Maybe a guide to a whole new way of living? Well, let's find out. All right, here's how we're going to piece this puzzle together. First, we'll dig into the whole mystery of what this company even is. Then, we're going to completely redefine the word bootleg. From there, we'll check out its intellectual blueprint, see how consciousness is framed as this weapon for liberation, and finally, we'll get to its powerful call to action. When you're solving a mystery, you've got to start with the first clue. And for us, that first big clue is the mission statement, laid out right there in one of the notebooks. The mission at a bootleg company is to teach the fundamentals of being. Wow, okay, that is not a small goal. It goes on to say the hope is to preserve knowledge, wealth, and happiness. So this isn't about starting a business to make money. It's about building a foundation for a better life for everybody. All right, let's get to the most important piece of this whole thing, the name. When you hear the word bootleg, your mind probably jumps to something illegal, right? Like pirated movies or knockoff designer bags. Well, this philosophy wants us to completely flip that idea on its head.
So on one side, you have the definition we all know, illegal copying, piracy, basically theft. But on the other side, you have the bootleg philosophy. And here it means taking knowledge from all over the place, building on what came before, and using all that shared wisdom as a tool for liberation. It's about freeing information, not stealing it. And here it is, straight from the source. A bootleg is an exploration and transfer of knowledge across borders, ages, and abilities. And here's the killer line, claiming no ownership to the original information. This is all about the free flow of ideas so we can all get better, together. And I love how they seal the deal here. They state it plain and simple, we are not the originators of this knowledge. And then they add this cheeky little, by golly, it's fair use stem. It's this total rejection of owning ideas, and instead embracing a kind of shared human inheritance of knowledge. Okay, so we've got a mission and a whole new definition of bootleg. But this isn't just a collection of cool drawings and ideas. Underneath it all, there's a really serious intellectual framework. It's like an operating system for your mind, designed to help you build a solid foundation for your own thinking. Now, these sources pull from some major philosophical theories about knowledge. Foundationalism gives you a solid, stable place to start, your bedrock beliefs. Coherentism helps you weave all your beliefs together so they make a strong, connected web. And then skepticism acts like a quality control guy, forcing you to question everything to make sure your foundation is actually strong. The whole point is to use all three to build a way of thinking that's both rock solid and flexible. And this right here is where all that heavy philosophy leads. It's not just some college course. The goal is super personal. It's about becoming a human vessel for clear, conscious thought. And it comes with this note that I think we can all relate to. I gotta do better. It's about that constant human struggle to just improve ourselves. So why build this whole complicated mental operating system? Well, according to this philosophy, the answer is actually really simple and really powerful. It's to turn your own consciousness into a tool for liberation, a tool to unlock the chains that try to bind us. Right here in these notes, consciousness itself is called a quiet weapon. Think about that. It's presented as the #1 tool of resistance, not a gun, not a protest, but your own awareness. Your ability to think clearly, and see the world as it really is. And here's the core idea. Knowledge is the key. The argument is that if you educate yourself about the systems of oppression, about how manipulation works, you gain the power to actually see it. And, once you can see the bars of the cage, you can start looking for the door.
And what's cool is this philosophy gives you actual tools to do that. It's not all high-level theory. Take the 5-second rule. You know when you have an impulse to do something good, but your brain starts making excuses? You just count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you physically move. It's a simple little mental trick to bypass those chains of hesitation and self-doubt. It's a way to take back control, one little decision at a time. Ultimately, this whole project, this bootleg philosophy, it isn't just about the person who wrote it. It's like a mirror being held up to us, to the reader. It brings this whole journey right back to you, and it asks you to think about your own potential. And then you find this moment of just incredible vulnerability. The author reveals the real motivation behind all of this deep, complex thinking. It's not about sounding smart or creating some strict ideology. The only goal is simply to be understood. That is such a profoundly human desire, and it's what fuels this entire guide deliberation. And that personal goal just explodes into this universal message for all of us. The text says we aren't separate or small. We are the universe's experiments. It's hope. It's art. It's rebellion against stasis. It's saying that every single time one of us chooses to learn something, to ask a question, to take action, that's a spark. And real freedom, it's born from millions of those sparks coming together. And so, this whole journey ends not with an answer, but with a question aimed directly at you. After all this, after exploring knowledge as freedom, consciousness as a weapon, and challenging what it even means to bootleg reality, what will you become? The philosophy suggests the choice is and always has been entirely yours.